assuming we're going to wait for Morgan. She's coming momentarily, or do you have Glenn instructing me what to do? Hi, Jackie. Do you guys want me to go ahead?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Anybody.
Okay. Well, obviously what they do on the defensive end is really difficult to deal with, and we hadn't seen it for a while. You know, the tail of the game is 13 steals to 1. I said if we had been a little bit closer in that category, we give ourselves a chance. But the number of runouts that they had and easy baskets were, going to be really difficult to overcome. Having said that, I thought our half-court defense, our plan and our execution of our half-court defense was really good. They shot 28 out of 70 with those runouts. And I know they get runouts probably every game off turnovers, but, to take a team that's, shooting over 50% from the field on the year and hold them to 40%, I think says a lot about, what we did on the defensive end. And, offensively, we just weren't good enough. Certainly way, way better in that second half. But the second quarter really kind of was our undoing. And, credit to them. I thought they really made things difficult for us to move the ball. And it's not an excuse, but it's a reality is, not having Kiani, that next ball handler probably, factored into our inability to be as good with the basket, as good in the turnover department as we normally are. And so, but we may have given up some other things. But, I thought despite that, what I told our group in the locker room is, to score 19 points and a half against them and not get frustrated and frayed and disconnected, but to fight the way we did in the second half when it would have been easy to feel sorry for ourselves. I thought that, and I told them that's not surprising because I know this group and I know how much they care about each other and I know how much they want to be good. So, but it's encouraging because these guys have boat raced people lately, and our group said that's not going to happen. And so I'm proud of that, and I think there's a lot to build on. So kudos to everybody who came out. Great day for the fight against cancer and men's and women's basketball in the state and in Omaha.
Open the floor to questions for student athletes.
Well, Molly, how tough was their pressure to deal with without Kiani? It seemed like there was just a lot on you and Lauren's plate in terms of just getting the offense initiated in the first place.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely miss Kiani. She's, good at handling pressure, and just having another ball handler out there would have helped a lot. But I think a few people stepped up, and yeah, just like Flan said, it's turnovers, and Kiani gives us good energy plays too. So yeah, we missed her a lot.
Molly, what was so different about that second quarter in terms of their pressure? You guys had 18 turnovers and 10 of them were in that quarter. What was so different in that frame?
Yeah, I think they just amped up the pressure. They knew that they could do that when we were on our toes, like when we wanted to get some slip cuts going, and once we picked that dribble up, they were sucked up, and yeah, I don't know, it just made it difficult.
For either one of you, just to see the number 11,141, it's nearly triple the amount of your previous home record. What does that mean to be in this environment and be in this game?
It means a lot. I think it speaks to where women's sports is at, and women's basketball especially, and if you have the opportunity to play in these big gyms, I think the people will feel it. So I'm really grateful for the experience that we had today.
I know that you guys obviously won't be here next year, but is it something that you want to see keep going? Maybe be a yearly thing is to get a game in CHI?
Yeah, fill it with Nebraska, UConn, whoever.
Gino talked a lot over the last couple of days about just how veteran your group is and how long you guys have played together. Just how much do you lean on that connection in games like this that are close and tough and big atmosphere?
Yeah, for sure. I think this whole year we've been talking about staying connected and responding to, big runs, big games like this. So, yeah, just leaning on each other. We've played together for a long time. So it's nice to know that we can respond like we did in the third quarter and like how we did throughout the whole game. So.
Each team every year kind of grows in its own way, even if you guys have played together, considering, the way UCLA went, the way K-State went. Did you guys, as a group, grow up a little bit today, considering what could have happened in the second half with the way the first half went?
Yeah, I think that goes back to our experience and just playing together. But we're also, that was in December and November, and it's the end of January. So I think we're clicking at a better rate and kind of finding our identity, and we were tougher today.
Was there an adjustment? Just, I know you guys shoot around and kind of practiced in this gym, but was there an adjustment at the beginning? The sidelines and things are different, or bigger gym like this?
I mean, we played in big games like this, so I feel like, yeah, just like Morgan was saying, I mean, we're an experienced team, so we have to make adjustments all the time, every single day, and especially playing without Kiani, it was an adjustment, but that speaks to our experience and our trust in each other.
Well, why do you think your defense was so sharp for 4 quarters today? It seems like that's been kind of the up and down thing with this year, is just trying to find that 4 quarters of connectivity on the defensive end. What do you think was the key to it today? It seemed like that was what kept you in the game.
I think you just bring a different level of intensity and attentiveness when you play a school who has 8 people that could light it up at any point. But I'm proud of our efforts. I think they made a lot of tough buckets, and I think they built their lead on run-out layups and our mistakes, honestly.
Fourth straight in double figures for you, double-figure shot attempts too. How have you been able to make more of an impact offensively and be more aggressive?
Yeah, just confidence. I mean, it's my 5th year. I've been playing for a long time, so just trying to do what I can for my team and, yeah, just put them up there when I can.
Just to piggyback off of that, I mean, every single night, you guys are getting the kitchen sink thrown at you and Lauren. What's it mean to kind of see Molly kind of, string these together to kind of make your offense a little bit more dynamic?
Yeah, it's nice to just get that pressure relief, but everyone in our locker room knows that what Molly can do. It just took her a little bit of time to figure it out. Probably those wave actions just got her going.
Pass the ball.
I started passing it more.
Just so you guys know, at our pregame meal, I noticed we have 11 players, 9 of them were sitting together, and these 2 were sitting at a table separately, so they were conspiring to get each other shots.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Open floor to questions for Coach Flanery.
Just the defensive part of things, because I know that's been a point of frustration for players and coaches alike, and just not being able to find 4 quarters on that end. It seems like today was that. What do you think happened today that allowed you guys to be, on a string for that long, especially against a team of this caliber offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we had to kind of simplify the game plan because we didn't have a lot of actual court time. We came over here and shot, but like when you play Wednesday night on the road, and then you have to play, and we had a tough game Wednesday, so we had to kind of condense and consolidate what we gave them, and I think part of it's we've played them before, just showing them just enough film where, okay, these are like this. AZ's going to shoot this shot, and Paige is going to shoot this shot, and maybe nobody else in the league is going to shoot this shot, but you have to assume that they're going to shoot that shot, where sometimes you get surprised when somebody shoots it. And we got lucky. We didn't guard Chen. We got lucky that she was 0 for 6 from the 3. I mean, not that, we had a choice to make because we had a short prep, and we felt like, hey, let's switch everything and make her beat us. And, I thought our half-court defense was really good. I mean, Paige made we had the one time where 2 people left Paige. I mean, so we had breakdowns, but for the most part, I felt like we were super attentive to that. And I guess what I'm saying is the game plan was pretty simple because of how dangerous they are. And yeah, I mean, Gino downsized pretty early. Like, he went small with Strong at the 5 a lot. I mean, and we felt like they might do that, which I think, it makes it tough for them, kind of at both ends. I mean, because I think for a freshman, Strong's a pretty good defender. Now, she has to play a lot of minutes, but so we had one option, and that was kind of maybe just to switch everything and then say, hey, we're going to not guard one player, because we knew otherwise we're going to get punished by Lauren and Molly switching on to Strong in the post. There was some good fortune, I feel like, but also a lot of it had to do with our attentiveness and just understanding where they could beat you from, which is a lot of places.
Flan, you leading up to this game, you called this a measuring stick game. So how do you think you guys stood up?
Yeah, well, I think we're getting better, and as much as this group believes in each other and cares about each other, like the fact that UCLA beat us by 30 and tonight was much closer, I think helps helps us going forward, because Molly just used the word confidence to describe why she's playing better. So it doesn't matter how good they are. They're still 20. Morgan turned 23 today, but they're still young enough that if they go a few games without doing something well, they doubt themselves. And the fact that UCLA handled us and we were never in the game, I think what today looked like was better than that. I mean, is it as far as we want to go? No, that's what we told them. I said, hopefully you understand, and I know you guys, you're going to want to get better for the next time we play them, but I think it was definitely a step forward from what we saw 5 weeks ago against an elite team.
Flan, that you guys lost the second quarter by 12 points.
Yeah.
That's obviously the
Yeah.
difference in a game like this. How tough of a pill is that to swallow, that it was kind of one stretch, one quarter?
Yeah, and some of that was my fault. I felt like we got tired, and some of those turnovers were tired turnovers, and then we had out-of-bounds turnovers. I think, did we have 3 of them? I know we had 2. One was a layup, and another we had a 5-second count on an out-of-bounds play, and another, so again, that's probably coaching. We talked about how to get the ball in bounds, but we probably neglected it. So, yeah, it's you feel good and bad both, right? Because you're like, well, geez, if you take out the second quarter, but at the same time, maybe they play with a little bit more of an edge if they're not up 14 at half. So, but yeah, I thought the out of bounds turnovers, and then I just thought we forced some passes, and then, I thought we tried to thread probably 3 or 4 passes early enough in the possession where we didn't need to. So, learning experience there.
How good do you feel for Brooke, considering what she's
Yeah.
gone through personally, to play like that in this game against that team especially?
Yeah, you're going to get me emotional, but yeah, Brooke lost her dad in October, and just to have her, honestly, like, if Keani plays, Brooke probably doesn't play as much, but God, she was great, and I'm just really happy for her. I mean, her mom was here, and just really, yeah, I'm really happy for her because I feel like that's for her to have to go through that, and she's new to our program too, so it's like that's tough because but our team is awesome. I mean, they're, they've hung in there with her. Our entire team went to his visitation, which I think is just a powerful display of how good of teammates they are. But come on, Matt. Damn it. Anyway, yeah, I'm real happy for her.
Anything further for Coach Flanery? What did today's turnout mean to you, just given the shattering the previous attendance record?
Yeah, it's great. I here's what I would say. It's a testament to the fight against cancer for sure. It's a testament to our senior class who has done so much to elevate our program and kind of grab the community more than any other team that we've had or any other time in the program. We've had that. And then it's also a testament, and I told this to Gino before the game, is it's a testament to what he's done for our sport to elevate it to the point where people want to come out, So I had to get, we had to get through Paige's autograph line at the end. So, that's not lost on me, that what he and Chris Daly and that whole group has done to make, I told him, I said, my group's not used to playing a home game in front of this. I know you're used to that, but I said, I thank you for the opportunity for our group to get that opportunity, because as much as our senior group is responsible for that, so is what UConn women's basketball a part of that. So, yeah, pretty cool.
You kind of mentioned it there, but obviously Gino set the college win record back in November. This is his 40th season. Just I know you guys a series together with Creighton. It's not very long, but just what have you learned from him, just being an opponent coach against him?
Well, the first time we played them was 13-ish in the non-con, and I walked into the locker room after the game, and I said, yeah, they have really good players, but man, they play the right way the whole game. Like, they make you uncomfortable the whole game. And I had a conversation one time with somebody who had played in the WNBA, and she told me, she said, I've never played with a UConn player who didn't want to get better. And I thought that's a pretty good testament to the way he doesn't recruit all the good players. He recruits the good players who, and some of them probably disappoint him and they end up leaving. I get that. That's the case everywhere. But I think, they play the right way. Of course they have really good players, but they also don't cheat the game. So I think he has their attention. He's not satisfied with pretty good, and he's adapted, so I'd say and he's doing it at a pretty advanced age, which I think is remarkable, because I'm getting to the age where it's hard. I think it's admirable that he maintains that intensity, because I don't want to tell you how much younger than I am, but so I think that's impressive. But that they just play the right way.
Last call for questions. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.